Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about Investigation 2.1 today, investigating rates of warming and cooling. And our focus question is comparing the warming and cooling rates of water and soil. A couple words you'll need to know today are dispose, which means to throw away, and stabilize, which means to even out or stay the same. You also should be receiving Student Sheet 2.1. That is an organizational tool for you, and it also has some questions that you can answer as your setup is acclimating to the temperature. So the first thing we want to talk about is how to set up a fair experiment. So we're going to just kind of talk and review about independent and dependent variables, right? So if you get a chance, watch this video talking about independent and dependent variables. There are some questions that you'll need to answer as part of this lab, and this video will help you with that. A couple notes for you to write down if you get the chance. Independent variable are variables that changed by the scientist with the item that the scientist is changing. And the dependent variable is the variable measured during an experiment. And then the controlled variable is everything else that we try to keep the same. So talking about our lab, setting up a fair experiment, we're going to be defining what an independent variable, dependent variable, and controlled variables are for us. So as we look at that, our independent variables would be things like the soil and the water. So those are the two things we're comparing, the soil and the water. What is dependent on the soil and water? Well, it'll be the temperature absorbed by the light. So that's our dependent variable. Our controls are everything else that we keep the same. So looking at our controls would be maybe the distance away from the light, the type of thermometers you're using, the amount of soil and the amount of water, the amount of time exposed to the lamp and away from the lamp. So there are a variety of different controls during this experiment. We're going to talk a little bit about setting up, but actually, if you're watching this, there's a video that tells you how to set it up. You're going to want to look through Student Sheet 2.1, but I did make a demonstration video for this, and that has hopefully attached to your Google Classroom, and you can take a look at that video. It's great if you're absent, or maybe if you're watching this before class and you want to know how to set it up, be very helpful for you preparing for the lab. This is what the data table looks like. Just want to review. The left side will be when you're warming the soil and water. Time 0 is when the temperature actually stabilizes. And then we'll take the temperature every minute until 10 minutes when you turn off the lamp. And then that number there will get written up here. It's the same time. It's 10 minutes. It's the same time. And then you'll turn off the light, and then it will cool for 10 minutes. So you'll be subtracting some numbers to figure out the total change in temperature warming, and then the total change in temperature cooling. There is a video attached called Land and Water, a Crash Course, kind of comparing and contrasting how land and water absorb light. There are also some other helpful videos that should be attached for you to use to just to learn and discover how land and water absorb heat differently from the sun. So a big to-do list today. It's our Investigation 2.1. We're going to be setting up the experiment, working on the student sheet questions, be sketching the setup, and then we'll actually be conducting the experiment. It's going to take you about 20 minutes. Hopefully at the end, you can read a hot topic. A teacher has also taken some time to read a hot topic out loud and show you how to code that. So if you have trouble reading, or maybe you just want a little help with reading and coding the article, you could definitely watch that video. All right. So if you have any questions, please let your teacher know, and have a great day, Cardinals.